Ladies and gents, so this is my second time around recording this video, but I thought it was really important to come on here and introduce myself. I already did that, but introduce myself, introduce some of the things that I'm going to be talking about, and then I also wanted to review this palette that cost me 10 bucks, Profusions Cosmetics, and it's called Chocolates. So because I want to talk about things that are budget friendly, and there is makeup that I have that isn't budget friendly, but to stay on topic right now, we're gonna try a budget friendly option for your eyeshadow and talk to you guys a little bit about money. So what I'm talking about is being conscious with your money, and I call it makeup money. So the gist of it is that the more that you save, get yourself out of debt, you can have money for makeup, but not really makeup. It's just a symbol of being able to do those things that are not necessities, sometimes wants, and being able to pay for them and not feeling any kind of way about them. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I do have my base on for my eyes, and that's it, my eyebrows, and then my base for my eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna do my eyeshadow on camera, do my little talking points, and then I'll do the rest of my face off camera and come back and show you how the look goes. So a few years back, I was actually online and I was helping people get out of debt. So I do want to talk about those topics a little bit in a general terms, make it a little bit fun at the same time, and do my makeup. I'm only doing my eyes because if I try to do my whole face and talk, we'll be here all day. So basically, in 2000, let me get my dates together. 2016, I think, me and my husband, we've been married for a few years, and we were getting to the point where we had more month than money, and it was getting super old. So what we did is we started following the Dave Ramsey Snowball and paying off your debt. And so basically you combine all your debt and you go from the smallest debt you owe and pay that off, and you go month by month. So if the smallest debt you have is $100, then you would pay that $100 off, say in July of July, the month coming up. And then you go tackle the next debt until you basically get rid of all of it. And you can go online also too and Google it. People talk about it all the time. It's a pretty easy concept, but the hard part is the discipline, and that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about. So before, when I was teaching this online, the hard part for people is changing their habits. And what I want to say is that it's, number one, I want you to understand that it's temporary. So that's the first point. It's temporary, and it's in order to do something that you really want to do in the long term. I'm going to try to do a green smoky eye. I don't know if I said that with this color right here. It's temporary, and it's going to get you to a bigger goal. So, you know, don't be afraid. And then the second part is that it just takes discipline. And that is the hard part for people. And I will say, if you can, get an accountability partner. If you are married, then, you know, your accountability partner is definitely going to need to be your spouse. Because I feel like for this to work, you guys have to be on the same page. If me and my husband weren't on the same page, I don't know if we would have accomplished our goals. And then also too, on the same page, because when I had weak moments where I'm like, dang, I just want to buy something, then they're like, no, you know, that's not our goal. And then vice versa. So it helps when you have an accountability partner. And it's really important that you have the discipline and you learn how to make a plan with your money and actually stick to it. Because I know right now online, people are always talking about being an entrepreneur and financial freedom, time freedom, but you're not gonna have time freedom if you don't know how to manage your money. And that's just the honest to God truth. your business is not going to be, I'm not going to say your business is not going to be successful, because there's people who make a lot of money, but you won't be able to do with that money what you want if you don't have a plan for that money, and you don't learn that discipline that comes from getting things in order with your money. And the best way to learn that is to get yourself out of debt, and then in the end you have something to show for it. And it just teaches you that value of, do I really need these things in the moment that I'm acting like are so important? And if I just make this sacrifice, I can have it plus more, do more, be able to invest. So I guess a little backtrack is that we were able to pay off $90,000 of debt in about 18 months to 2 years. And I think that that was the background for a lot of the things that we're doing right now. And if we wouldn't have done that, we wouldn't have been able to invest. So we had a project where we flipped a house. We did that, I don't know what year, sorry, I'm bad with dates. But we did that, and then I think that was 4 years ago. So that was 4 years ago, because I think it came up on my timeline. So from there, as far as, so first we did a flipping project. And so if you're doing flipping project, the amount of money you spend on the project determines how much money you make in the end. So there's money again. And then we moved on and did a rental property. So after we sold the flipping, which didn't go exactly as planned, took a little bit of time to sell, and then that's where finances comes in, being able to have that extra money if things don't go the way that you thought they would go on the project, and you have the mortgage for the house plus your own mortgage. And it's not to say that we can't step out here and do these different things, but it's going to take money. And I don't want to discourage you by saying that it takes money, because it's still very doable and there are resources, but you just have to have your own money in check, in order to get those things done. So from there we went on and we did a rental. So same thing, it's a project, because we started off, we had to renovate the house, and then from there, you know, be able to rent it. So we had to put a lot into it to actually get it up to par for rental. Now we'll make that money back, but it will take some time, because we had to basically leave it in the house, and that's a whole nother video that we can make down the road. I'll let my husband explain that, because he's definitely better at explaining that. But I just want to say to you that it's very important to get your money in order. And I think that a lot of people think that it's so difficult, so they don't even start. They just talk themselves out of it, and they look at the problems with their money more than they can sit down and figure out the solutions. Yes, you're gonna have to cut back. Yes, you're gonna have to sacrifice. But if you sacrifice for 2 years and then you're completely out of debt, would it be worth it? Because I will tell you, it's worth it. It changed my view of money, just how I operate in general, and also not having fear about stepping out and trying to make more money and finding ways to do that, being adventurous with exploring that. All that came because I stepped back and figured out how to get out of debt, and using money as a tool and a resource, and basically dealing with those money blocks that so many of us have, and thinking that wealth is only for a certain group, or that you can never be this and you can never be that with the amount of money you make. And it's not true, because it doesn't matter. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter how much you make, but it's about how much you keep and what you do with what you keep. So I'm still in exploration on generating money. I started trying to learn the stock market, and options contract, and just figuring out other ways to sell stuff online, because time, it's not gonna wait for me. So I gotta, you know, go out there and get it. And I'm saying all this to encourage you, not to make you feel bad or feel like it's unattainable, because it's not. It's just not. And so hopefully you guys can see the eyes. I'm just doing like the finishing touches. Keep this pretty simple. Now I'm already familiar with the brand, so I didn't really have any doubts that the pigment would come through. And I'll tell you guys, like, lashes for real makes this stuff pop out. It looks a little crazy prior to lashes, and even the rest of your face being done. So it kind of all works together. So it's I know you guys have been seeing people say a lot, trust the process, because it really is a process. Now, because if I look like this and just went out, you know, it would look crazy, but I wouldn't have to do much more to the eyes. And once everything's together, it'll look like a full face. So yeah, that was basically the first session. I don't want to overwhelm you guys and start blabbing on too much. So that was just to get us started. So that was just session 1. And let me know if you have any questions about getting out of debt, starting to invest, doing an Airbnb, because we also did that. I didn't talk about that. And rental properties, flipping. Any questions you have, just let me know and I will definitely get to them. So I'm going to go ahead and get off camera, finish my face. Ladies and gents, so here is the final look with the chocolates palette, and I did the rest of my face. So hopefully you guys can see the power of the $10 palette, and don't be sleeping on Walmart and the drugstore beauty. But let me know if you guys have any questions about the palette, any questions about money, and stay tuned because I want to do some more makeup money sessions with you guys. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.